Hey everybody, new video for you, and today is going to be a product review. Now, I don't do a lot of product reviews, but a company reached out to me and they asked me if I would review their product. I said I would, so long as I could give my own honest opinion about it. If I didn't like it, I was going to say so. If I did, I would say so. Sorry. We're going to jump right into it. Now, here's the product. It is the Retevis RT29 two-way radio system, okay? Walkie-talkie for all intents and purposes. You have the radio, the battery, the power adapter, and the charging base. You also have an antenna and manual, and also you get this power adapter. It's not going to show up here well, but it's USB. What it allows you to do is to take this radio and use other features in the radio if you have a Windows computer. Now, you have to have Windows. It won't do this on Mac. It's strictly for Windows. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and read what it has as far as the specs on the radio, some of them, and then I'll tell you about my feelings about the radio and how it performed for us, okay? So let's jump into that. All right, it says, the high-quality walkie-talkie microphone provides clear transmission, and the automatic squelch function eliminates background noises, providing clear sound even in crowded places. All right, we'll stop there for a second. Clear transmission. Yes, my number one thing that I liked about it, the vocal quality on the radio was fantastic. Very clear. Very quiet, clear vocal transmission. Okay, that's important. Very nice, and I want you guys to know that right off. Okay, now there's other functions that it has, which you need this adapter for Windows, and that is a monitor, VOX, scan, alarm, TOT, and other things. But you must use the adapter to access those functions, okay? Now, as far as the radio itself, its frequency range, it's UHF, VHF. Okay, the UHF is 400 to 480 megahertz, or VHF at 136 to 174 megahertz. There's 16 channels to the radio. Its power output is 10 watts. The working voltage is 7.4 volts DC. And the battery capacity is a 3,200 milliamp hour battery, the Li-ion battery. So the rest of the specs here, like how big it is, its dimensions and stuff like that, and, a lot of others, I'm not going to bore you with. You can go to their website. I will leave a link in the description area for you to go to their website if you choose to, and you can learn more about the radio. Now, as we get to the radio itself, and what I think of the radio, I already told you I think that the sound quality is fantastic. Very surprised of the quality of the sound. All right, now, I'll show you something here real quick, starting on the radio itself. This is a Midland radio. Its adapter, its clip that you put on here is all plastic. All right, it just slides on, clicks, and that's it for the belt clip. When I first got this radio, the first day I had it, the belt clip broke. All right, came off, it broke. Now, Midland did replace it. That was cool on their part, but it broke. It's all plastic. This radio is all plastic too, but the belt clip, as you see, is metal, and you have to screw it on. It isn't going to come off accidentally. You screw it on to the radio if you want to have the belt clip. There is also a lanyard that comes with the radio. I don't have the lanyard, I do. It's in the bottom of the box. But you also get a lanyard. I like the belt clips. I don't like the lanyards. But it screws on, and that's really good. It does not interfere with putting in your battery. The battery just slides on. That's it. And the battery's on. The radio feels very rugged. It's got good heft to it. It feels very solid. Yes, it's plastic, but they all are. But it's a very solid feeling radio. The microphone is right in the front, okay? Something else, this radio is waterproof. So if you're on the trail, if you're hiking somewhere and you're using the radio and it's raining, it's not going to hurt it. It's waterproof. So that's another plus. Now, it was talking about automatic squelch. For those of you who don't know, a lot of you will, but for those of you who don't, your antenna screws on here. Then you have your on-off switch and volume and your channel selector. But older radios, like the old Motorola's, they had a squelch knob as well. And you would adjust the squelch knob until the voice came through clear without any background noise. A squelch knob, for all intents and purposes, if I was talking about recording studio stuff, I would tell you that we use a gate to prevent excess noise. Now, how that works is, and the squelch is the same thing, it shuts off the microphone until this, the millisecond you start talking. That turns on the microphone. As soon as you stop, it shuts off. So there's nothing in between as far as noise. It's very clear, very clean communication. That's what your squelch knob would do, but this does it automatically. You don't have a squelch knob and you don't have to worry about it. And it comes out clear. Very nice. I told you that it was waterproof. The antenna on it is a standard screw-on antenna. This is a standard size. Okay, now they sell other antennas on their site. What I would suggest to you, use this. If this is what you like, go ahead and use it. It's great. Works good. But you're talking about radio waves. So when those waves are coming at you, just like any antenna, the longer the antenna, the more of that signal is going to be absorbed through the antenna and go into the radio. So if you have a short antenna, you're only going to get so much signal. A longer whip antenna, you're going to get more of that frequency wave hitting the radio, hitting the antenna. You'll get a better reception, and you will get more distance out of the radio. A little bit. Not a lot, but you will get more distance out of the radio. Something to keep in mind. It's really not the distance, it's the reception, but you'll get what I'm saying when I talk about the distance we got out of the radios. So you can do that. If you get these, keep in mind they are walkie-talkies. These are not frequency hopping radios. All right, they're standard radios, UHF, VHF. Whatever you say through these radios can be heard by other people if they're using a radio on the same frequency and channel that you're on. They will be able to hear your conversations. Keep that in mind. That's important. They are not frequency hopping. Now, what else did I want to tell you about it? The distance and how it performed. Okay, I'll tell you that first. I live across from a grain elevator. On the top of that grain elevator are all kinds of antennas, okay, for their wireless, for their communication with their truck drivers, for reaching their other company, their other areas, people that they need to communicate with. There's a bunch of them up there. The elevators really interfere with reception, big time. We couldn't even get satellite TV because of the elevators. We can't do that. But with that being said, I wanted to know, because our other radios wouldn't work. If we went to the elevator, they wouldn't, past the elevator south, our radios wouldn't work. I wanted to find out if these would work. So my wife took one, got in the car. She didn't want to walk because we didn't know how far the radios would go out. We wanted to see how far we could get. So she drove in the car, just windows up, just driving, and she talked to me through the radio. Like I said, very clear. She got to a half mile, clear. A mile, clear. Mile and a half, clear. 2 miles, she disappeared. Or should I say I disappeared because she couldn't contact me. So she stopped the car and got out. After she got out, I could hear her. So there's that. It did work past the elevator where other radios for us have not worked. So that was impressive. Now, of course, we used it again, and she went the opposite direction. So there would not be any elevator interfering as far as direct line of sight interference. Same thing, drove out, fantastic. All the way out, she got out to 2 miles. I could hear her inside the car, crystal clear, very good. 2.5 miles, I lost her. So she stopped the car because I wasn't responding at the 2.5-mile mark and got out of the car, got her just like that. I had no problem hearing. Now, I mean, you're not going to use walkie-talkies in the car. But she got out of the car, contacted me. I could hear her no problem. But at 2.5 miles, we did start to get static on the radio. I could hear, I told her that. I could still hear her voice and her words clearly, but there was static involved where I wasn't getting at the 2-mile mark. So that's our experience with the radio. Now, we have houses around us, buildings around us, trees all around us. I think if we were out of town and tried to use the radios, I think we would have got a better distance. They are long distance radios. I think we would have got more than 2 miles or 2.5 miles with a little static. I believe we would have got further than that. I definitely believe we would have done better than that if we were out of town and then we had one of those little whip antennas on it. The radios performed very well. I was real impressed with them. They're very cost affordable as far as their cost goes. On their website, when they initially talked to me on these radios, they were listed as $128, our money, $128. But now keep this in mind too, we're having computer chip problems, PC board problems, being able to get products. Now things are going up and it's a problem. Now the radio is $77, not $128. So it hasn't gone up. It's very affordable. Now, of course, I have 2 of them. I had them send me 2 so my wife and I could talk, obviously. I can, if I choose to keep the radios, I can. I don't know yet if I'm going to. I am more interested by far in, what am I trying to say? Ham radios. And this company has ham radios. They have a very, very large selection of radios. Now, they have ham for your car, handheld ham radios. They have FRS radios, GMRS radios as well. They have PMR radios. They have NOAA radios, Bluetooth radios, business radios, full power radios, high power radios. They have repeaters for the handheld radios. I mean, these guys carry a lot. I really was impressed with what I received. If I wasn't, I would honestly tell you that. Like I said, 2.5 miles, I started getting static. A little bummed about that, but 2 miles is still good. I mean, I wouldn't probably be more than 2 miles away from my family if we were in a camp or hiking or out in the wilderness or something. I wouldn't leave them and go that far without them anyway, and we could still speak to each other. In general, the radio, I'm very well pleased with it. I think you would be pleased with it. The only thing you have to do is keep in mind that your conversation is not private. You are using, public channels, and you can be heard by anyone else who's on the same frequency and channel that you are on. So I guess that's it. If I was to give this a rating, 1 to 5, I'd give it a 4. If it seems like it's a really good product, and I thought you should be aware. So that's it. God bless you guys. Stay safe, stay alert, keep your head on a swivel, and we'll talk to you again soon. See ya. Bye.